I'm Donna. Welcome to our home in the woods we call Journey's End. Blackberry season has just ended here in the woods. I've been picking blackberries, a handful or a pint at a time. Take them in the house, rinse them, dry them, put them on a cookie sheet to individual quick freeze them. That's called IQF. This year, then I put them in a quart-sized freezer bag, and this year I ended up with about 7 of these. Just put up some seedless black raspberry jam yesterday, and I'm going to show you how I did it. But right now it's time to enjoy some on a crumpet, or better yet, my homemade bread. But that's a whole nother video. I've gathered all of our wild black raspberries, and I'm ready to make seedless black raspberry jam. This is the first step. So first I'm cooking the raspberries down. Want to get them nice and soft and mashed so then I can remove all the seeds. I'm making this seedless black raspberry jam with no pectin added, so it's just going to be our natural berries and sugar. And the way that I'm kind of ensuring that this will gel is I tried to make sure when I was picking the berries that at least 1/4 of the berries were not ripe yet, because unripened berries have more pectin in it than the truly ripened ones. So hopefully it's gonna solidify and set beautifully with no extra pectin added. Okay, so while the berries are cooking down, before I remove the seeds, I'm getting my jars ready. So they need to be washed, even if they're brand new, in hot soapy water, and then rinsed. And then, even though they've been washed and rinsed, they still have to be sterilized for 10 minutes in boiling water. At Journey's End, we have hard water, actually well water. So when you can with hard water or well water, you get this cloudy film on all of your finished product and all of your jars. And just a simple trick to avoid that cloudy film is to add, you know, they say a tablespoon or 2 to the water, and that doesn't really do it. I find at least a 1/4 cup of vinegar. Add to the water, and I'll get that boiling and add my jars to it. But I want to show you a secret weapon that I love for canning. Okay, here's my secret weapon. When you use these things that come with all canning equipment, they have these that get in the way, but they want to make sure that you're spacing them enough. But when you're making jams, these cute little jam jars fall right through that. So I rarely use this. Here's my secret weapon. I just get a round cooling rack that fits in the bottom of my hot water bath canner. And then I put that in the bottom, and all these jars fit flatly. And I'm just always sure to have at least 1 inch space in between them during the hot water boiling process. So that is my secret weapon. I probably shouldn't tell you all, because you all go be buying those round cooling racks for your canning. Okay, now is the most tedious part of seedless black raspberry jam. The berries are cooked down, and so I'm going to put them in the sieve, only because I don't have a food mill here at home. I should have one, because I love to do this. And I'm going to press and press and press until I get every last drop of goodness out of my black raspberries. And like I say, this is the most tedious part. It's going to take a while, so I'm sure you're not going to want to watch me do the whole batch. But I didn't tell you the amount of berries that I started with. And that is because it's really not going to matter. It's going to matter how much of this juice or puree that I have to make jam. So however much of this that I have after I go seedless here, that's going to depend on how much jam it will make, how much sugar I'll add, and we'll know from there about how much it's going to make. I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of sugar to every 1 cup of the black raspberry juice that I have. I ended up with 8 cups of blackberry juice. So 2 was in there, that was 4. Here's 6 cups of pure goodness. Eight cups. So now we add the sugar, and because we ended up with 8 cups of juice, we need 3/4 cups of sugar for each 1 cup of juice. And so by my math, I figured that to be 6 cups of sugar. Okay, so I'm going to add 6 cups of sugar to the 8 cups of the blackberry juice. I have it on low heat because I want to bring it to a boil slowly and keep stirring until all of the sugar is is dissolved. And I pre-measured all of this sugar. So I have 6 exact cups. I didn't want to be interrupted while counting and then lose track, and I wanted to make sure it was 6 perfectly level cups. So now it's on a low heat. We want to bring it up to a boil slowly and stir while the sugar dissolves, and then bring it up to a boil, and then we'll start testing for when it's right, how it's going to gel. I messed that up. Okay, the sugar is dissolving. We're bringing this up to a boil on low. And in the meantime, the jars have come to a boil. So I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes to sterilize them. Okay, so we're using the information from So Easy to Preserve, which is the canning Bible. And we are getting ready to spoon test for the pectin. And this is how you do the spoon or sheeting test. And you take a full spoon, dip it in, and as it pours off, it's just going to come off in one stream if it's too thin. As it thickens, and as you're stirring, you'll feel it thicken. It'll come down in 2 drips, and it's ready when it all comes down together in a sheet. Okay, so it really hasn't started boiling yet, but this is how the spoon test goes. See how it comes off in one stream. So we know it's definitely too thin. It's not going to gel yet. Okay, we've got a steady stream for 1 drip. Now we're looking for 2 drips. See how there's 2 different drips forming there? So it's almost congealed. I'm going to let it cook so we can have a nice even stream. It should be any minute now. So we can get a nice sheet now. And see how much that's thickening up. It has been boiling for about 40-45 minutes. They've been boiling for 10 minutes. So I'm pulling them out of the hot water. I want to work quickly at this point because I want to fill hot jars with hot jam. And then quickly get the lids on them and get them back in that boiling water to process for 5 minutes. Hot jelly goes in the hot jars quickly, and I want to leave 1/4 of an inch of head space. This is a messy process, but oh so worth it. The jars are all filled with jelly. Now I'm wiping them down because I want to have a good seal, so I don't want anything between the rubber right here. No food in between it. So on that goes. This is in hot water, not boiling water, because I don't want to compromise the rubber. The ring goes on finger tight. So that one's ready to go in the water. Ended up with 7 pints, half pints of blackberry jam. I'm putting them in the boiling water bath now. I'm making sure they're at least an inch apart so they're not touching, because once they boil for 5 minutes you don't want those jars clambering into each other. Once we bring this back up to a boil, then we start the timer for 5 minutes. And they're done. Okay, they've processed for 5 minutes. The lid comes off. You don't want to tip this. Just pull it straight out with water on top. And then the music is when they pop. I don't know if you can see that I'm putting these on a tray. There's one pop. That's because once they come out of here, they don't want to be disturbed for a good 12 to 24 hours. So if I want to move them away and cook dinner tonight, there's another pop. Yay! We're just waiting for, there's another pop. 2 more of them to pop. And it even could take up to 12 hours, but I'm sure it won't. And there's the beautiful product. Can't wait to try it.